For thousands of years, China was the richest economy on Earth. But by 1949, it had become a nation so poor that millions struggled just to find enough food. How did the world's greatest economy collapse? And how did it begin its comeback? For centuries, China's wealth came from its massive population, fertile farmland, and productive workforce. It was an economic giant long before modern Europe rose to power. But then came the Industrial Revolution. While countries like Britain, Germany, and later Japan embraced factories and machines, China fell behind. Industrial power replaced manpower as the source of wealth. The crisis reached its peak during World War II, when Japan invaded China, exposing just how weak and underdeveloped the country had become. In 1949, a revolutionary took control and promised to rebuild China into a modern socialist superpower. His solution was Soviet-style central planning, where the government controlled industries, resources, and production. At first, it seemed to work. Factories expanded, heavy industry grew, and Soviet experts helped build modern infrastructure. But beneath the surface, a dangerous problem was growing. Industry was booming, while agriculture, the sector feeding hundreds of millions, was being neglected. To solve this, he launched the Great Leap Forward, an ambitious campaign designed to rapidly transform China's economy. The theory sounded simple. If everyone worked harder, production would explode. But economics teaches a different lesson. People respond to incentives, not slogans. One of the most famous examples was the backyard furnace campaign. Farmers were ordered to leave their fields and produce steel in homemade furnaces. Trees were cut down for fuel, household tools were melted, and valuable labor was diverted away from farming. The result was catastrophic. Crops failed, steel output was mostly useless, and food shortages spread across the country. China learned a painful economic lesson. Wealth is not created by ideology alone. Prosperity requires productivity, efficient resource allocation, and incentives that encourage people to create value. After former chairman's death, a new leader emerged, the next chairman in 1978. His reforms would completely change China's economic future. And in the next chapter, China would begin one of the greatest economic transformations in human history.